Ron, we only have a few more minutes of your time, and I want to get your thoughts on the Kentucky Derby future pool. We've got pool number 7 coming up pari-mutually from Churchill Downs this weekend, and I also know there are various places in your current state of Nevada that are offering futures. I was just curious if you had any thoughts about either the morning line on this pari-mutuel version of the future pool or anything available around town right now that listeners should be paying attention to.
It was funny when I was talking with Andy Serling about the futures, we fleshed it out, and I was wondering if I should go in on Caracaro. I could get him at 55-1 to win the Derby, and I thought, he'll be shorter than that if he gets into the Derby, but not a lot shorter. And then Andy said, you better jump on that 55-1 because you could be looking at half that or shorter when you get to the Derby. And so I have. You're not going to get that. The Kentucky Derby future wager morning line says 50. It all depends on what he does in the Travers. And look, I always 100%. Say this about the pari-mutuel future wager, which of the Kentucky Derby future wager, you're going to watch and wait. And I think the interesting thing is all those horses not named Art Collector who are in the Ellis Park Derby are sitting at 50-1 on the morning line. And there's nothing that's going to be able to influence that because the Ellis Park Derby is going to go off 10 minutes after the future wager closes on Sunday. So if you're waiting to see, so if you're going to wait to see the result of that race to influence how you'll bet, you'll be too late. And so really what you're doing is taking a chance on, really you're betting as much on the Ellis Park Derby if you bet on one of those horses as you are on the Kentucky Derby. There could be some value there. Two ways to look at it. You could say it's a head scratcher. Why didn't the Ellis Park Derby folks move the race earlier? Churchill hold the end of the futures until maybe another hour. Whatever. That's not going to be the case. So that makes this unique for a final future in the Derby pool because you won't have all of the information that you normally would want before you make that bet. I will say this. Best advice to you, and I think we should be unanimous on this, if you're going to bet on the Kentucky Derby future wager, at least wait until the Travers is done so you can have an idea of what the pari-mutuels will look like. And like any horse race, this is the same as any race. Wait until the last hour, half hour, 15 minutes, especially if you're at home. You're not getting locked out. So, keep an eye on those numbers. But I think the Ellis Park Derby horses, especially if you've got a thought on one that could come out of there and really make some noise in the Kentucky Derby, if you really got some confidence, I think you look to those horses other than Art Collector. And even at that, Art Collector showing up, 6-1 on the morning line. If he wins and if Uncle Chuck beats Tiz the Law in the Travers, you got a 3-way fight to be the Derby favorite. And I think the winner between Uncle Chuck and Tiz the Law, between them, if one of them wins the Travers, that's going to be your post-time Derby favorite. And it's going to be reflected in the futures. I don't think you touch Tiz the Law. 9-5, and it could be, if Tiz the Law wins the Travers, 9-5 will be a bargain. You won't see 9-5. He won't close 9-5. Here in Las Vegas, plus 235 at Circa and 2-1 at William Hill. And I think if he goes ahead and wins the Travers, those will be overlays if you could get those on Derby Day itself.
Good stuff, Ron. Great analysis. Fantastic to have you visiting. We will, no good deed goes unpunished around here. We will surely have you back on the airwaves soon. Check out Ron at VSiN, at Horse Racing Nation, and also on Twitter. Hit us up with your Twitter handle real quick for those listening.
At Ron Flatter. Real original. I actually got on that when Twitter first started. There's actually a club DJ in Germany named Ron Flatter. I got to it before he did.
So he's Ron Flatter, 1991 or whatever, and you get the proper handle.
A much younger one, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate your time today.